Welcome to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I'm Beth Cooper.
I'm Stacey Earlywine, and we are past Memorial Day, and it feels like fall.
Yeah. Only like 170 days till Christmas or something, I think, is what my countdown said today.
No, I figured you were.
Oh, gosh.
Good Lord,
No,
yeah.
but I am ready for summer. I mean, there's a lot of fun activities coming up that are going to be hampered if it's only 50 degrees. But
Doesn't feel like it. It's
yeah,
crazy.
no, but
I made chili.
yeah,
I made chili on Sunday night.
It's that kind of weather, that's for sure.
Yeah, last year on Memorial Day we had a cookout.
Yeah,
People to swim.
Yeah, my kids definitely did not ask to go swimming this Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And, it just I had friends that went camping and they, had their campfire and was enjoying it.
It was
stuff.
Honestly perfect
camping weather, but not the normal Memorial Day feel
Not
to it,
even close.
Yeah.
Not even close. But boy, the flowers are digging it, man.
Oh my gosh, the flowers
gosh.
on my porch are gorgeous, and
my flowers.
my
look
yard
amazing.
just looks fantastic.
My roses are phenomenal, and everything looks great. And
yeah,
I just can't believe it's just almost crazy. Almost crazy. I can't believe. I can't get over it.
Some summers are like that though. Like I can think of several different summers where the whole summer was like that. Do you think that this summer will be like that?
It's gonna wreak havoc on my tan. I don't know.
I'm kind of.
Don't Beth Cooper. Don't you say it.
I just wonder. Okay. I just wonder if it'll be one of those years.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what's going to happen when it comes to the climate. All I know is they better quit spraying the skies with whatever they're doing to change the climate. 'Cause it's getting on my nerves.
Yeah, I think that might have something to do with all the rain.
Didn't somebody say what do they call that?
Cloud seeding.
Geo something where they're and why do they do it?
Well,
I mean, because you can definitely tell.
Well,
some
my
people are like,
personal opinion is that
It's
they're like affecting the weather on purpose to affect the crops to change how much food is grown for the countries.
Well, that would make sense. Or they're trying.
So a little bit of a conspiracy theorist here on that, but I don't understand it, and I think why on earth would they do that?
Here, you're like, because we need to grow more food. My conspiracy theory is population control.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying
they
too.
want to kill us.
No, that's what I'm saying too, because they're gonna limit
the food.
limit the amount of crops that can be grown. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
They won't be able to plant. They won't be able. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Something's weird, but they need to.
Yeah,
because
kind of scary.
It is kind of weird because back in the day it was like, oh, we're gonna freeze to death. It's gonna be an ice age. Okay, no, that's not happening. Okay, now we're all gonna burn up. It's gonna be hot. Okay, that didn't happen. Okay, now let's just call it climate change.
Yeah,
God will take care of the earth.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But I'm like,
worried.
whatever you're doing, stop.
Yes,
because I'm kind of over it. I want my summer.
Yeah.
I need my warm days. Yeah, because what's the purpose of buying a pool if I'm not going to be able to get in and use it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can't. I'm free.
You'll have to build a building around it and make it an indoor pool.
I may have to. Oh, Jim would kill me.
Like a big greenhouse around it.
A big greenhouse around it. Yeah. We went down to that. What was that day? Well, you had that spring thing down at downtown Flora, and the Amish people were there. And so I went down there and got their little pamphlet. And a week or so ago, Joey and Vixen had a haircut down at Growls Meows. So I took Vixie down there. And Joey and I went on down there to Jeff and stopped at that Amish place there on the highway. And I purchased that table and chairs.
Oh, you got a new table and chairs?
Yeah, for the actual pool deck.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen it.
I just got it yesterday.
Oh, okay. That's why.
So it's that, because that stuff gets sun all the time. I never had comfortable chairs and stuff up there. I bought some cheap stuff and it just wasn't comfortable. You're going to like this.
Good.
When you're up there.
Okay.
It's that stuff. It lasts forever.
Yes. I know what you're talking about.
And it never fades.
Yeah.
The chair's perfect. Sit back just right. They got if you want to put your feet up, or if you want, they swivel.
Nice.
Swivel, lean back just a little. Table's perfect height. Then we can put my little umbrella. Oh, yeah. When you're up there watching the kids
and
swim.
I bet it's real sturdy. It's not going to blow away.
Oh, Jim and I couldn't hardly pick the table up to get it up on the. Yeah.
Awesome.
It sits back on the east side, so when you're there watching your kids.
And that stuff's for sale along Route 45.
Oh yeah.
South of Sisney, closer to Jeff.
Yeah, it's pricey, but it's like because I was like, dang, that stuff's it's expensive. And I told Jim, I said, man, I've been thinking about doing it for a while, but it's expensive. And Jim's like, you know what? You're either going to go to Menards or Ace Hardware,
Right.
and you're going to spend $1,000, and we have nowhere to store it because Jim's got the garages completely full
Of lumber.
of lumber.
We'll throw him under the bus real quick.
Yeah, because he does build handicap ramps. And
Well, he does. He uses his lumber.
He uses everything. He keeps everything, and so we wouldn't have anywhere to store it. And he's like, and then you're going to be replacing it every 2 years, or you just bite it and just leave it out there.
Yeah.
And so because like how my pool's set up, it's like you go out the back porch, it's covered, but then we had to fence it off because of the grandchildren, and then when you're in there, and so like. You have to be in there with the grandkids, and there was never anywhere
to sit
because that gets full sun, and so then you're just destroying everything. So I went and got so now we can actually sit in there and watch kids play. So because my kids Jack can swim now.
Good.
So then with Joey being a little bit bigger now, because before I had to be in the pool with them all the time, now I could just sit there and watch them because then Joe can be in there and with her swim stuff on and
Yeah.
So it's really nice. So I pulled the trigger and did that.
Good.
So yeah, it's pretty nice.
Well,
I'm excited about
my
it.
kids have swam a few times now. But the nice thing is I don't have to go with them every time now.
Oh,
my
now
kids
you're
are
good.
Carissa drives, so they just drove themselves.
Yeah, it is nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, and I'm glad they got in there because that pool's got to be stirred up because it's heated and the water's perfect, but you got to get out of it. And that's where I can't. I just cannot. I don't like being cold. It hurts
I don't
me.
like being cold either.
No, I'm that weirdo person that could be 100 degrees outside. I could be floating around that pool and be perfectly good. But if the sun goes behind a cloud, I'm like, brr, freezing. Jim thinks
I'm not quite that
Jim
bad.
thinks I'm a psycho, which he's not quite wrong. But so it's just kind of one of those things. And so yesterday was Memorial Day.
Yeah.
We had the kids, and I was going to have you next week. I want you to bring a picture of the concrete thing you painted, your rooster.
Oh, okay.
No, what? No, you painted a chicken.
I painted a chicken, and I painted a toad house.
Yeah.
And I've painted a turtle. I'm on my third concrete thing. It's a slightly addictive hobby.
It is an addictive hobby.
Stacey and I like to buy these concrete things from Bullard's on Route 45 near Flora, and then we paint.
It's awesome.
And I have pictures on my phone. I should send them to Ty real quick.
Send him to Ty real quick. Okay, because I'm going to show you what we did.
Okay,
because we have done, and I didn't take pictures of all. So the very first thing we did was a turtle. And we did a concrete turtle. I didn't take pictures of all of them. Just a little bitty turtle. But I let my grandchildren. I was like, okay, this is going to be cute. I'm going to let my grandchildren do it. It's going to be great, right?
What is it?
Okay, I didn't. I'm going to get there in a minute.
Okay.
I'm going to tell the story before I show the picture.
I'll send my pictures.
So I'm going to do this. Okay. Well, this was a couple years ago. What are they? 3 and 6 now. So they're like 2 and 5. Okay. Painting. Oh my God, it was a nightmare. I was like, paint it like this because I have OCD. I was about to lose my mind. So then after they left, I painted it the way it looked like. Next year we did a frog. Painted it. Now my stuff is psychedelic. It looks crazy, right? So the turtle's all different colors, and then my frog is green with little dots are all different colors. So we painted the frog. Let them paint it for a little bit, and then, then after they left, fixed it. Then we got a Sasquatch. I like the Bigfoot thing, so I got a Bigfoot statue. So we painted it all black underneath so they could just paint it crazy. And then when we were all gone, Jim ended up painting it. It looks like Sasquatch. So then this year, Jack was like, let's do a turkey because he killed his first turkey. So we got this turkey. This turkey's pretty good size because I was going to put it in a place so when you drive by my house, you won't be able to see it if you look straight at my house because it is behind a rose bush because I had to put it in front of where the hose reel's at, but you'll be able to see it from side views. My God, Beth, we started painting this thing. Of course, it's got feathers, and I knew I wanted the feathers different colors of the turkey. Oh, Joey's just slapping pink and blue, and I'm like, I sent Ann a thing and said, my OCD is in over.
Did you repaint the whole thing after they left?
I did. After they left, I ended up painting. The turkey's name is Titus.
Okay, I like
so
that.
So it's Titus the turkey, and here is the finished product.
Okay.
Show you, but that's
oh, I like it.
Isn't he cute?
He's super cute.
He's super cute.
Oh, Titus.
That is Titus the turkey. He didn't start out looking that good.
Where is he going to sit?
Well, right there, right. You know, that's, you can kind of recognize that's in front of my sunroom.
Yes.
Right in front of the hose. Because there's a spot I cannot get.
Yeah.
I can't get anything to grow there because when I put in my hose, for some reason, it just drenches right there. It's the perfect spot for that big honking turkey. So right there is my psychedelic. But Joey, just everything was, I mean, she was just like, I'll paint right here. And I said, Joey, paint the back of the turkey. She's like, I don't have room. I said, it's the whole back of the turkey. Paint anything you want because, and then I ended up just painting over it brown. But yeah, his head was just, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. Yeah, so I sent Ann a thing. I was like, okay, I'm losing it. Isn't he cute?
Yeah, he's super cute.
So everything we have is crazy because like, I just put it on my, it's just psychedelic.
Well, I can't find a picture of
so that's
one of
Titus.
mine.
That's Titus the turkey.
He is adorable.
Isn't he cute? Jim came out, was like, okay, all right, okay. I said, I told you he was going to be fun. So that's Titus.
Cute.
All right, that's my turkey. That's my
I
story.
sent you. Yeah, you can start with that one.
Now, yours looks like a real, okay, let's see what you've done.
This
I love this.
was my grandmother's. My grandma's
How'd you get
rose.
that anyway?
It was left on the porch, and I took it. And so, anyway, it's set out by our chicken coop for a long time. But you can see it was weathered. So the last few years, we've kept it in the garage. But I brought it into my little painting station that I set up in my laundry room. You can see my washer back there. And let's go to the done picture. Do you have a done one? Did I send it? Yeah, that one. She's on the porch. This is my porch. There we go.
Oh, look how cute.
Look how good she turned out.
She did turn out good.
She looks so nice.
What'd you have to do? Did you just like clean her up real good or what?
Yeah, I power washed her.
Yeah.
And then I painted her with paint.
She looks so good.
Took a couple coats of white to cover up all of the nasty old concrete, but yeah, she looks really good. Yeah, and then zoom back out on that picture, and then I was trying to see if you could see the little toad house I painted. It's in the landscaping, but you can't see it.
Yeah,
so
it's addicting.
Yes,
it is addicting.
And then there's another picture that shows my turtle.
Yeah, there's the turtle.
That's Gladys the Riveter, not Rosie the Riveter.
Yes.
My porch goose. And then with her is the little turtle that doesn't have a name but should. We'll have to name him, I guess, Franklin. Every turtle should be named Franklin, right?
Turtle should be named Franklin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. It's addicting. I go out there to Bullards and get all mine. We haven't named the turtle. It was just a whim thing we did. But
thanks, Ty.
Yeah, we just, it's just fun, but yeah.
I know. And Malia was like, are you going to turn into one of those old ladies that has like all these little tchotchkes and everything all over your porch and your yard and everything? I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm there.
Yeah.
It's a level up there, Malia. I'm there and I'm okay with that.
Because we got the chickens should be hatching this week. So I'm going to be getting baby chicks. So you've got to put that. And I wanted to get like a tall rooster because I can't have a rooster in town, and put a rooster because my chicks' names are going to be Henry VIII's wives.
Yes.
And then put a chick, and name him Henry. Say Henry, but
a rooster would be fun to paint too.
A rooster, I want to paint a rooster and name him Henry and put him out there. But Jack's like, no, I want a turkey. Like, Jack, we don't have turkeys. He's like, but I killed the turkey. So the turkey looked good. We got a turkey, and it's just like, I don't.
Yeah. I wish that they offered, you ready for this?
No.
Santa Clauses. Concrete Santa Claus. And then I could maybe put him out. I know he'd be heavy. It might be hard to move in and out. But like through the winter, because the problem I have, especially in December when I put out any decorations, is it gets so windy. There is like this wind tunnel that comes around my neighbor's backyard and blows between our houses and then around to my porch. And you stand on my front porch and it's just this constant wind from the west, just like, and everything blows over.
You should put the bug in that one because people would buy those because all that stuff does fall over. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. They could probably make a killing on that stuff.
Yeah. I think.
And when people buy that concrete stuff, do they paint them? Because you can't, I mean, once you paint them, they come to life.
Yeah.
Do people buy them to paint?
I don't know. I don't know why they wouldn't, but they don't.
See, because I got into all this stuff. Like, there's a place down when my mom had a place down in Florida. And when she lived down there, when she had her place down there, just 2 blocks over on Back Beach Road was this huge. And that lady made all the, did that. And then she painted them all. I'm like, ooh, that's fun. That's when I started doing that stuff. The very first thing I had was a painted flamingo. And then a pelican. That's how it all started. But she painted them. You bought them from her painted. That's when I started painting them myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if Bullards wanted to paint some of them, I mean, they could probably ask a lot more.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Already painted. So there's people that aren't going to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I have fun painting them.
Oh, I like painting after the kids leave.
Yeah, I set up this little painting station in my laundry room on an old table, and then I have this like rotating cutting mat that I use for quilting.
Yeah.
That rotates. So I just put whatever I'm painting on that, and then I can rotate it in front of me. I never have to move.
Yeah, Jim just sets it outside for me, and because I've got the kid,
Yeah, you've got a different situation, but
okay. Pull me up an ad. Which ad? I went with the 80s, baby.
Ooh,
look at this.
I remember this ad. I wanted those jeans. The little bows on the back of the ankle. I actually believe I did have those jeans.
I think everybody did. But look at the Mrs. Pac-Man. The machines back there. Miller's Outpost, Ms. Pac-Man. Jordache jeans. Oh my gosh, but look at the pockets on his jeans, his jean jacket. Yeah, Jordache was where it's at. I used to buy there on the corner, Stanford Marketing, used to be Fashion Lane.
Fashion Lane, yeah, I remember Fashion Lane.
And that's where I bought my Jordache jeans, chick jeans, and Lee jeans. Good times there. Yeah, that's just nostalgic. That brings back some good old memories.
And people these days are like, don't wear denim with denim. Like, don't wear denim with your denim pants.
How dare they say that?
I am from the 80s. How
rude are those people? How dare they say that? That's a horrible thing to tell somebody.
Can you really not? I mean, you cannot wear too much denim.
I don't think so. The only thing that would set that off is a denim hat.
I was thinking that. Denim hats used to be a total thing too.
I think so.
When was the last time you saw someone wear a denim hat?
Probably this afternoon's going to happen because I'm going to go get one, put it on.
Yeah, I know. I want to get one too. We're going to bring them back, folks.
We're bringing them back.
And we're going to have them embroidered.
Denim back.
By the way, Beth and Stacey on the hat, we're going to start passing them out.
It's going to happen. Right here. You saw it first.
Yeah. Oh
We're
gosh.
behind time. We got to take a commercial break.
We'll be right back.
At your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville, you can count on experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, the Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville carry a large inventory of Napa products for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced associates understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa Know-How at your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville. Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
We like technology at Flora Savings Bank. Here's what you can accomplish in our mobile banking app in less than 30 seconds. See account balances in your transactions, set up an account alert, make a transfer between accounts, get an alert text message about your transfer, pay a bill, turn your debit card off and then back on. It all happens in the palm of your hand with our free My Bank to Go app. Search My Bank to Go in the App Store or Google Play and give mobile banking a try. Flora Savings Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I'm Beth Cooper.
Stacey Earlywine here. Pulled out the old hometown journal. I love these. I go through these. I got all these back when Pat Cooper passed away, and my goodness, she kept them all. And I'm seeing Paula this weekend. Angela and I are going to Lebanon, Missouri, and there's a weekend retreat. It's called Ashes to Beauty.
Mm-hmm. Did you do that last year?
Well, no, we got that thunder snow, and we didn't make it, remember?
Yeah.
We had to turn around and come back because that was that horrible snowstorm. So we're going this weekend. I'm taking Angela. We're leaving Friday at 11. We'll be back Sunday night, probably about 10 o'clock at night. And so anyway, so Paul's like, oh, my gosh, I came across another tote. I got more. So she's meeting up with me and got some more stuff. I still got stacks of stacks I went through. I am loving these hometown journals.
Yeah, I wish I had them all too.
This is from 2001. So it's really they've been fun to go through. And, but yeah, so I came across this was in 2001 paper. And it talks about the caboose, the B&O caboose that was out at Charlie Brown Park. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't this caboose doesn't Trudy and Mr. Coons have this now? The caboose isn't out there anymore, is it? Or does it still sit out at Charlie Brown Park?
Were there two cabooses? One at Charlie Brown and then one by the depot?
Oh, is this caboose out by Little Tooth then?
I don't know.
We got to find out now.
The one that was by the depot for a while, that's the one that's at Dave and Trudy Coons' house.
Okay. So this must be the... I'm going to read the story.
Okay.
Yeah. Because this is the bicentennial caboose gets a facelift.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is actually a Christmas paper. Because then I found more Santa letters. Letters to Santa, And then I always wanted to bring... Oh, and then Bill's got I want to read this at Christmas time. He's got a fun Christmas story. Yeah, because I want to keep him alive, too, because there's so many...
What was the year on that one?
This is December 4th, 2001.
Okay.
24 years. Mm-hmm. Isn't it ridiculous? Mm-hmm. Doesn't seem like it should be that so long ago. Mm-hmm. But apparently, Les Higginson and David Rudy had a lot to do with taking care of the caboose.
Okay.
Anyway, it starts by it stood at the entrance of Charlie Brown Park for several years, and it is part of Flora's railroad heritage, the bicentennial caboose. The years and the weather have taken their toll on the aging coach. But thanks to the efforts of Lee Higginson and David Rudy, the vintage train car has been given a much-needed facelift. The two City of Flora employees recently, but this was in 2001, they repainted the entire exterior of the caboose, replaced the windows, and applied a new shining B&O logo to the side of the 40,000-pound coach.
Holy moly.
I had no idea. 40,000-pound coach, which served as home on the rails for railroad workers for years gone by. So this caboose that was out there actually was a real working caboose. It's not a replica.
Yeah.
Cabooses are no longer required to trail freight trains traveling across country, and thus they have become part of the railroad past. I miss the trains coming through town.
I miss the trains too. I miss the whistles.
I do too.
I found the trains comforting, and even to hear them in the middle of the night didn't bother me. It was very loud where I lived.
Me too. I could always hear it.
I liked it. Mm-hmm. But Effingham recently, I guess within the last 5 or 6 years, passed a no whistle law.
Why?
In town. Certain areas of town, when the trains go through, they're not allowed to sound their whistle.
Isn't that a sign that?
Yeah. So sadly, a week ago there was a pedestrian that was killed.
Oh no!
By a train in Effingham because he was walking, and the reason that they said they could. This is what I know there's Effingham people watching. This is what I've gathered from what I've read, but there were. When they passed that, they said it wasn't necessary. It was a disturbance. People will know not to cross because there's arms that come down and there's lights. Well, the arms come down across the roadway. They don't come down across the pedestrian ways, the crosswalks. And this happened near Kirby IGA downtown.
Yes.
And apparently the gentleman was on a bicycle and had his earbuds in. And he didn't hear just the sound of the train coming. You know, you can kind of usually
You
hear
hear
a
'em
gentle
coming.
roar. He
Yeah.
obviously didn't hear that. But I do believe if the train would have had a whistle, that
He'd
this
heard
would have been
that.
prevented.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't
and
understand
I
that.
don't
That's silly.
understand that law, and I am sure there's people in FEM that would love to argue it with me. I'm open to debate it anytime. I will stand
No.
by the fact that the train whistles in town are something that you get used to. They're comforting. They're
Oh, yeah.
part of living in town, and I don't see any reason any law like that should have been passed.
I
think that
completely
is a
agree. I think
travesty.
and it really, if that bothers you, it's 5 seconds and it's done.
Mm-hmm.
Calm down. You can't handle that for like.
Well, they have a lot of trains there, but I mean,
but
still,
calm down.
Just
They-
turn-
they do that for it's a
turn
warning.
a noise machine on
It's
in your
a
house or
warning.
something. Yeah, it's a warning. There's a reason for
It's
it.
a warning
It's
that
not
there's-
just one of those things that somebody thought, oh, that'll be fun. I'll make a lot of noise when I go through.
Well, and almost
no,
and
there's
that's
a reason.
Just, and just to be perfectly honest, how many times has those things come down
Mm-hmm.
and there is no train,
Yeah.
and then you sit there, and you sit there.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
No, it's not a good thing.
No,
but anyway,
that was a
point
dumb
before I
thing.
started saying that was that I
No,
miss the
that's-
train whistles in Flora.
I
truly
liked it.
miss them.
I was raised on South Locust Street, just right on. I mean, right when
Yep.
you just turn that. I loved them. I loved the train whistles.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey Ty, show the one picture of just the caboose as it's set with the fence around it at Charlie Brown Park, so people see what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. That's the park. We've all recognized it. The Bicentennial Caboose in Charlie Brown Park that was given a facelift. They're beautiful. I didn't realize they weighed so much.
No, and then it makes me wonder, how did they get it to where it is without a track there?
Oh, yeah.
And then how did they get it from where, like the one at the depot, and this could be the same one. I truly do not know my cabooses, but from there to Birchwood, where David and Trudy live.
Yeah.
And the reason that it went to David and Trudy's house is because one of their parents, I believe, helped build it or
Right.
something. There was
Yeah.
a connection there.
Yeah. Well, this caboose at Charlie Brown Park was built in 1920
Okay.
and was secured for the city by former mayor and Flora Kiwanis member Don Butte in 1976, the year of our country's bicentennial. Butte acquired the car from the B&O Railroad and took it upon himself to refurbish the caboose with the aid of Kiwanis members. Butte's bicentennial gift to the city was dedicated during a special ceremony on Friday, July 2nd, 1976.
Okay.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, because that would be. How
Well-
would they get that out?
Well,
there?
I don't know, but I do know this story. So
Tell me a story.
I'll tell you a story. Once upon a time.
Thank you, Ty.
When, a long, long time ago. Okay, so I went to the museum at Centralia. You and I went there,
Uh-huh.
the big museum that's in their old depot building. And I think this is where I read this, but it also could have been told to me by my mom, who I think lived this. She's probably watching and being like, yeah. So there in the big park at Centralia is not a caboose, but an engine, a big black train engine in their park. Have you seen it?
I don't think
It's kind
so.
of like their park is right there, sort of across from, not too far from McDonald's, kind of across from like
that
their
little
mall,
shopping,
that shopping
little-
area.
Yeah, yeah, I've been
There's
by
a
there.
big
Yeah,
train engine.
yeah.
Well,
think
I
I've
was
seen that.
told, and I don't know if my mom told me this or if I read it at that museum or both, but when they put that engine there, they laid, like, they had a group of men that were laying tracks, like this much track, and then they'd move the train forward a car engine length, and then they'd pull the tracks up, and then they'd put it back in front, and they'd pull it up until they finally got it to the park. But that's how they got it there.
Oh, wow.
A little bit of track at a time.
Well,
So
maybe I don't know.
I don't know that they would have done that in Flora because Charlie Brown Park would have been really far from tracks.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's
I
interesting.
don't know either. Anyway, okay, keep going.
Well, I know that's
Yeah.
kind of that's an interesting story. Maybe they'll tell us because I didn't read this article before I pulled it out. I just
Okay.
found it was like, hey, let's just. Sometimes I like to be surprised in my reading.
Uh-huh.
However, before the celebration came, the here we're going to see what happened. Before the
Okay.
celebration came the Herculean task of transporting the huge memorial to the park entrance.
Okay, here we go.
Before the caboose could be transported, Butte had to obtain permission from the highway department located in Effingham so he could move his Red Beauty on the highway. Helping map out to the traveling plans were county worker John Britton, County Highway Department head Robert Jr. McNally, and Flora Police Chief Ed Guyett. Railroad ties had to be moved by a bulldozer
Oh my.
onto a low buoy furnished by Dale Frost and bolted into place. Railroad tracks
Okay.
were secured so the caboose could be rolled from the main tracks running through Flora onto the bed of a large semi-truck trailer.
Okay.
County workers devised an inclining ramp out of railroad ties to move the caboose onto the trailer. The trailer and truck cab used to haul the caboose featured 22 tires. As the
Whoa.
huge truck, what?
22 tires.
Mhm.
Dang.
As the huge truck, driven by Richard Rudy, slowly moved through downtown Flora, heads turned to watch the unfamiliar sight of a caboose riding on the back of a truck. Two men sat on top of the caboose to raise power lines as the cargo proceeded through town.
Well, I wouldn't have wanted that job.
It was a slow
We
journey.
need to take a commercial.
We got to take a commercial break.
Okay. We'll be right back.
How interesting.
If you're looking for a loan for your brand new home, call Clay County State Bank. If you want to transfer money so your future will look sunny, call Clay County State Bank.
We got checking and savings and bill pay too.
An online banking, just ask our crew. For all your banking needs, we think you will agree.
Clay County State Bank is the place you need to be. Clay County State Bank.
Tomorrow. Some fear the uncertainty it brings. Some trust the promise it holds. At Grinnell Mutual, we are always looking forward to tomorrow, growing and innovating. So even if the plans you have for the future aren't the same as the plans that the future holds for you, you can be ready. Because we'll be ready, like we have been for over 100 years. Trust in that. Trust in tomorrow. Talk to your mutual agent today.
Your local agent is on the square. Louisville, Clay County, Farmers Mutual Insurance.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey.
Talking about the caboose.
Talking about the caboose.
I'm just like we were just talking about how Beth just said right before we go, the two men sitting on top of the caboose raising power lines as they went down the road.
Yeah. Sounds really dangerous.
It sounds pretty horrible.
Yeah. Ooh.
I mean, just like, okay, wait a minute, power line.
Hold on, let me get this one. What?
Who was the low man on the totem pole that got that job?
No kidding.
Wow. And how, I wonder, I don't know how long it would take to get down there. We're going to wait and see. Maybe talk about this. I don't know. As the caboose inched on toward its destination to the park, county crews waited at the entrance of the park to begin erecting a fence around the caboose. Oh, let's show a picture of this. No, wait a minute. Let's show a picture of it. Moving day for the caboose back in June of 1976.
Okay. There's that 22-wheeled truck.
Look at that. You know, there, yeah, that picture. The big old Mack truck. Moving day for the caboose back in 1976. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, I can't even. You know what? It doesn't look like it's that tall, but I guess it
No.
was.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I almost forgot that I had that picture. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay. As it inches way towards destination, county crews waited at the entrance of the park to begin erecting a fence around the caboose once it was in place. The fence was donated by Doug Phillips and his Flora Cable TV company. Once it was unloaded onto the big concrete slab, the fence was put up. And the caboose became a museum to reflect on the days when Flora was a booming railroad town. Throughout the years, the caboose has suffered from the weather and vandalism. Oh, that's so sad. I don't understand vandalism.
I do not either.
And has been repaired inside and out several times. However, it is a relic to be reckoned with, and its days of glory are far from over. Once phase 5, I don't know, once 4, I don't know my Roman numerals. I think 1 and a V is 4, isn't it?
Yep.
The Flora Depot renovation project begins. The caboose will make the snail-like journey back to Flora to its final resting place on the grassy mall east of the depot building.
Okay, so it is the same one.
Okay.
But, so this is the one that used to sit at the front of the park. But now there's one that sits back there by Little Toot.
There is one by Little Toot.
But it is not the same one because this one left the depot and went to Trudy's house.
Trudy's house, yeah. But is it at their new, now Ron and Trudy have moved to a different house. Is it still, is it still there? Is it at their new house?
It's only been at their new house. It wasn't ever at the old house. I don't think. Was it?
Yeah,
it was actually.
It was.
I forgot.
Yeah,
it's definitely at the new one because we've been there.
It is because I haven't been in since they've been in their new house there in town. But the one out by the church that was the venue. Okay. About 2 or 3 years, well, this is a long time ago, Flora Kiwanis Club turned the ownership of the caboose over to the Flora Community Development Corporation. That is the depot. Hopefully there will be another dedication, blah, 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 blah. The late Don Butte for his, did they ever recognize Don Butte for his efforts in securing the red coach?
I don't know.
In the meantime, special thanks to Les Higginson and David for redoing it. Let's show a picture of Les Higginson and David Broody. They are the ones that gave it its beautiful facelift. Ta-da! There they are standing
Thanks,
on it.
guys.
Yeah,
Yep.
pretty
And
neat.
I will say when that one was parked by the depot for years, I went in it. Like you could go in it.
It was
It was
beautiful.
open. It was very pretty, but it was full of drug users.
What?
Yes, people kept going in there and doing drugs, and
Why?
and then they were using it as like a drop-off point. Like you could go, like apparently, just not that I know this for certain.
Well,
but
yeah, come on, Beth.
no, but I was told like people were putting drugs in there, like hiding them, and then telling their buyer or whatever like the location so they could go pick it up. So there wasn't like hand-to-hand handoff of the drugs.
Huh.
Yeah. So I was told like if your kids go in there to play, like be really careful.
Wow. That is crazy.
True story, bro.
True story, bro, huh?
At least that's what I was told.
Well,
So
okay. So now as I was running in this paper, this was at Christmas time. This was a December paper, and I didn't know back in in 2001 that there was a old house in Xenia, and I want to actually do a story on this, the Nelms Coach Inn, and I didn't find this paper till yesterday, and we had our grandchildren yesterday, and I was exhausted. After I have my grandchildren, I'm wiped out. So I definitely want to do a story on the Nelms Coach Inn, the former residence of Quentin Diggs from Xenia. I think that would make an interesting story. But this actually in the early 2000s was the home of Air Care Candle Company in Xenia. Apparently, this young couple turned this beautiful old home, which I don't even know where it's at. I don't even know if it's still standing, they made their own homemade candles.
oh really?
Did you know that?
No.
I didn't know that either. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to read this story on here. So, of course, it's not in business now, but I thought, well, and the people that owned it was Jean Ann Hurley, and I don't recognize her. Mark and Jean Ann Hurley in the Air Care Candle gift shop in Xenia. So I don't remember. They made those cake candles. Like they looked like pies.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So I thought, well, this is kind of an interesting story. So
Okay, yeah, I don't remember any of this.
I don't either. So I'm going to read this story too. This is Bill Oliver wrote this, so God knows how this is going to read.
Okay.
Sneaking a peek behind the curtain in the back room kitchen at the Air Care Candle Company in Xenia. One isn't quite sure if they are pairing into a candle factory or a bakery. See, I bet it smelled amazing in
I
there.
bet it did.
There on a long wood top table are rows of fresh baked pies permeating the air with their wonderful mouth-watering cinnamon, apple, and pumpkin aromas. It smells like Grandma's house on Thanksgiving. But these are not ordinary pies. They are, in fact, the company's most popular products, the pie candles. And they have been featured in the holiday issue of Country House magazine.
Wow.
I'm going to send a picture real quick.
Yeah.
Well, you're better at that than I am, aren't you? Mm-hmm. I'm going to read.
I'm like, I am.
You take a picture of this. This is who this girl is and send that to Ty.
Okay.
You're better.
Okay, move your finger.
See, I told you. Yeah, and then,
Okay.
yeah, take a picture of the old house. Yeah, I mean, this is like, where were these people and why didn't I go there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then,
What's this?
yeah, that's them in their store. Look at that.
Wow.
How did I miss this all these years?
I don't know.
Incoming pictures, Ty.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm like, okay, I can't believe I missed this. So, we'll show, this is the old house. Okay. Yeah, like I said, she made candles, but they looked like pies. So, and this lady was featured in Country House magazine. Ever since that issue came out, it's been pie heaven around here, says Jean Ann Hurley, with her husband, Mark. Has operated the Air Care Candle Company since 1998. The company's gift shop and production facility is located in one of the oldest houses in Clay County on the main drag entering Xenia. The historical structure was once the Nelms Coach Inn, which operated from 1848 until 1855. Although unconfirmed, there are stories that Abraham Lincoln once spent the night there. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. We talked about Abraham Lincoln once spending the night somewhere, but that was at that house that was halfway between Flora and Salem.
Yes. So this was apparently, like, supposedly in Xenia. In more recent years, the house was the Quentin Diggs residence. In its heyday, sleeping rooms were available upstairs at the stagecoach stop. While the Nelms family lived downstairs. Coach horses were kept in a barn which stood east of the house. Yeah. Did you get that one, Ty? This is the house we're talking about. So apparently this house was built, was the Nelms Coach Inn in 1848 until 1855. And this is where these young people had their candle factory in Xenia. Isn't that interesting?
I'm going to see if I can find a different picture.
Today, the house is filled with candles, and more candles. The Air Care gift shop opened just a couple of weeks. We're talking about this is back in 1998. And the open out, blah, 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 blah. We don't want to talk about that. Okay. The Hurleys, along with Jean Ann's mother, Frida Dagg of Flora, worked long overtime hours during the holidays. Frida is the expert at molding the pie crust on our pie candles. Nobody can do it like she can. We are committed to providing the best possible products, Jean Ann says, from the warm back room where she has just finished pouring more pies. Our candles are created with the finest materials available, which means we do not use lead wicking. Only zinc cord and other safe varieties of
Interesting.
wicking are used. What'd you find?
No, nothing.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just saying interesting that they changed their wicking. I'm kind of picky about that on some candles.
Oh, okay.
Some candles, the wick is not good.
She also emphasizes that every product is hand-poured, hand-wicked, and hand-labeled. They are not manufactured. Although their products are sold locally in the Xenia gift shop, Air Care Candle is primarily an internet-based company with orders being UPS shipped daily from coast to coast.
Wow.
Huh. Ty, let's take a commercial break, and then we'll come back, and we'll show a couple pictures, and I'll finish reading this story. We'll be right back.
Do you bowl like this? That's great. Do you bowl like this? That's great too. That's because whether you're a pro or you just want to have a lot of fun, at Pegel's Silver Dollar Lanes, we have a lane for you. We have galaxy bowling, gaming for kids and adults, Joe's Pizza, a full bar, darts, pool, and fresh and clean bowling shoes. Boy, does that smell nice. So come on down to Pegel Silver Dollar Lanes in Effingham, where we have a lane for you.
My name is Robin Stanford. I own Stanford Marketing. It's a promotional products business along with an embroidery business. And we do custom hats, t-shirts, anything, you name it, we can make it. People like that we do stuff in-house and we can actually make things here and that we're not contracting the work out to other places. We never say no. We always try to find a way to do it. If anybody can do it, we can do it. We are hardworking women, that is for sure. Come to Stanford Marketing in Flora for all your custom and promotional needs.
Give me all your lumber. Doors, paint, windows, electrical, plumbing, and much more. Oh yeah, give me all your guns too.
John Lucas.
What?
You better be dreaming about all the stuff we sell here at Zink Building Center.
Oh, I would. Zink Building Center in Louisville on Route 45. It's a cool place.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I'm Beth Cooper.
I'm Stacey Earlywine, and we're talking about a candle factory with a gift shop in Xenia that we didn't know, and we also didn't realize that there was a very old home that was once called the Nelms Coach Inn in Xenia, and it was also the residence of Quentin Diggs, and supposedly Abraham Lincoln stayed there. Very interesting, beautiful home from the pictures that we can see, but also the family Mark and Jean Ann Hurley actually had an Air Care Candle gift shop and made their own homemade candles, and they looked like pies. Let's show a picture of her. This is Jean Ann Hurley, and it says she's inspecting some of her fresh candle pies at her shop in Xenia. Look at those beautiful things. I bet they burned beautiful. I bet they look like pies. You look like you can eat them.
I kind of slightly remember this now that I see those pies. I think that you could also buy a slice piece, like a piece that was a slice. And I have it still.
You think you have that?
I never
still?
burned it. I set it on an antique saucer.
You
and
think
it's in
you
my
have-
china cabinet, I think.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You think you still have it?
I don't know if that's who made it, but it looks kind of like that. But it's just one slice. It looks like one single slice of pumpkin pie, and I've probably had it that long. So.
And then let's show the picture of her and her husband inside this house. Yeah, look at that gift shop.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, and they were made there in Xenia, handmade, not manufactured. And she said that they had inquiries from France, England, and Canada.
Wow.
And they shipped products from all over the United States.
Huh.
So it was quite the big deal.
Yeah.
Their products included apothecary jar candles.
I see those on that table there in front of her.
Yep. Various other jar candles, votives, and tarts, tart burners. I'm a big tart burner. I like my tart burners. Candle holders, candle accessories, baskets, gift baskets, and popular pie candles. The company's big break came with the feature in the nationally distributed Country House magazine. In In addition, the products were distributed by wholesalers in Arizona, Arkansas, California, Delaware, Illinois, Iowa,
Holy moly.
Kentucky, Louisiana, Maryland, Michigan, Minnesota, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Oklahoma,
You could just say all 50
Pennsylvania,
states.
South Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas.
Holy moly. So they were doing a big business now. It takes a while to make a candle. This had to be a serious 40-hour-a-week job, if not more.
Yeah.
That they
Thank
were,
you, Ty.
making candles. That's
Yeah.
a lot of candles to be made. And at that time period, candles were the rage.
They were the rage.
Everybody bought candles and candles everywhere. Now I'm reading a lot of stuff about candles and tarts, and there's a lot of course, what isn't, but there's a lot of carcinogens in a lot of them. So you have to be careful because you're actually filling your home with cancer-causing things that you're breathing in.
But I do. But I love my tarts. The company, the other people that sold things there were Rhonda Burdine, Linda Ellis, and Susie Soaps and Stuff. There were 50 varieties of gift baskets available for sale. And like I said, they they were shipped out all over the U.S. They also offered custom-made baskets and 100% hand baskets that were 100% handmade loomed cotton baskets.
Here's an awesome idea for somebody that has time to do this.
What?
They should do and I know it's impossible to make the Hometown Journal come back as a weekly paper, but they should do a once a month or maybe even just once a year. Where are they now? Hometown Journal, and pull up all these old ones and run the original article and then run it. Where are they now? Follow-up article, because whatever happened to this couple and where's their business, and did they go out of business or did they move away? What happened to the Hurley family and their candle business? I need to know the rest of the story. Wouldn't that be a cool idea?
That would be a cool idea.
I don't have time to do it. So
Yeah.
I'll gladly share that idea with somebody that does.
That would be cool. Yeah. Yeah, because we don't know, because it ends up with just visiting their hours and yeah, that's it. Yeah, they shipped out worldwide. They had their baskets and you could make your own basket and their hours. The shop was open Monday through Friday from 9 till 4:30. They were open from Saturday from 10 to 2. What happened to them?
I don't know. But I bet people in Xenia know. People in Xenia will know. Call us or look us up on Facebook, By the Way with Beth and Stacey. You can message us there. You can email us at bytheway@gmail.com. Reach out to us and let us know the rest of the story on that one. I'm curious.
Yeah,
I
seriously.
am curious. So
they are saying that candles aren't good for the air?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
And I think it depends on the brand. I mean, but there's some of them that I guess are really bad news. Same with tarts. You're just filling your house up with all these chemicals that you're then breathing in.
What about Febreze? That's probably killing you.
Yeah, I think that's bad too.
But I like everything. But
everything's bad.
But I like
nothing's good.
Ain't that a fact, though?
It's all killing us. Everything.
Everything's killing us.
Yeah.
Go outside. The air we breathe is killing us.
Yes.
Everything is bad. But ivermectin's good, so I'm just going to go.
Yeah. I mean, not to sound super pessimistic, but really, if you start researching products, almost everything has some kind of chemical in it.
Yeah. That's why I'm not a fan of the FDA.
Yeah. Well, it's just crazy that we have this many chemicals because, prior to, I read an article about, I think it was World War I, prior to World War I, there was only 10, I don't know the exact number, but it was something around 10 chemicals that were used in our daily lives. And now it's in the thousands.
Really?
And then you wonder why everyone has cancer.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah. Yeah, something's changed. Yeah,
Something's changed.
Something's changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just keep meddling along. It's definitely, the world is not like it used to be.
It's not.
Yeah,
but that's okay. We'll make the best of it.
It is. Yeah, but it just comes down to whatever happens is going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can't change it.
You're not
can't
gonna
worry
change
about
it.
it. But things like that, little tidbits do kind of change my lifestyle a little bit because I'm less likely to buy a candle now. than I used to be.
I don't burn candles anymore. I used to burn them all the time. I don't burn them anymore.
We do like a lot of times in the winter, like evening, we'll kind of have the lights down and light a few candles, just kind of, I don't know. I'm a little pickier about what ones I buy.
Yeah. What kind do you buy? Do you know?
Well, my uncle and my aunt were making them for a while. I don't know if they still are, but I kind of stocked up some of those. I've been burning a lot of their candles. Yeah. Ted and Michelle DeVore.
Is it the oil? Is it the oil that? I think
it's the fake scents and stuff that are like.
That would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. But there's one. See. Ever since I had COVID in 2020, like I can't smell hardly anything. Yeah. So there's only like 3 things that I really can smell, and that's coffee, gasoline, and smoke. And sometimes I smell smoke when other people don't. It's very strange. But there's a candle that they sell at the Eagle Station by your shop, and it's coffee scented. And that's the one I buy. And I don't even check to see if it has chemicals. I don't care because I can smell it. The others I can't smell. It's just more for lighting or what. The other people in the house say it smells good, but and I can smell the coffee.
And then if you do how do you just Google? Do you do a Google search on safer?
Yeah, a lot of times on the it'll say like.
And how do you know what's good and what's bad? If you can't pronounce it, it's bad.
Probably. Yeah. Probably.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. If you can't pronounce it, it's not good for you. That's kind of the way I figure it is.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, if you can't say the words.
But like on Pinterest, there's some really great ideas for like making your house smell good in like a healthy way. Like you just take a small pot on the stove and you put in like there's all different recipes, but you could put in like some cinnamon and some cloves and like an orange slice or something, or some apples. You could put like just a few apples in there, and you just let that simmer on real low for a while, and it just makes your house smell like you have a wonderful candle lit. But it's just this, and so on Pinterest, look that up.
There's different recipes I like my house to smell really good, and I could do that. Just let it simmer. Yeah, because that's what I was always wondered about that. Like if you could just do, because I like citrus, I like orange, and I like orange smell. That makes me happy. Orange and lemon, that type of thing. Yeah, and I like apple and orange smells.
Me too.
I like fruits. I don't like spice.
Well, yeah, I'm not real big.
I'm not a big spice. It gives me a headache.
It gives me a headache too. Yeah,
it does give me a
headache.
Like
when people burn. What's that called? It was like a long stick. What's that called? Different culture incense. Yes.
Incense. It's
instant headache. Instant headache for me. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Shops that are burning that, I just turn around and leave.
I can't do it.
I'll be so sick if I stay.
I can't do it either.
Okay, we always end the show with something funny. So what do you got?
Okay, here's your sign. I went into my son's room, and he was sitting at his desk with his textbook open, taking notes. I asked, "Are you doing homework?" He said, "No, I'm rewriting the end of my history book."
Good. So his son has the same sense of humor. I like it.
Yeah, that's it.
I like it.
We're about done, Beth.
Okay. Well, as always, you can find us on Wabash Catch TV, channel 100. We air Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. and again at 3. Our new episodes are aired on Thursdays and Fridays. And all of our episodes can be found on our YouTube page, By the Way with Beth and Stacey. So you can look for us there. And that is it for today. So thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.
God bless you and have a great day.